cytology is meiosis occurs in which of the following? So the first option here is leaf tips. Actually, in leaf tips, as it is a meristematic zone, mitosis occurs. Same is in case of the shoot tips and root tips. So our correct answer will be the polar mother cells. Second is chromosome begins to uncoil in which of the following? The first option here is telophase, and that is the right answer. As in case of prophase, the chromosome gets condensed, and in case of metaphase, the chromosomes are still condensed, and same is in case of the anaphase where the chromosomes are separating. And the third question here is which state is called as the boncoid stage, and our answer will be obviously leptotin. In the phase they are the soft phases of the prophase first. There are 5 soft phases in prophase first, and the first soft phase is the leptotin where the boncoid stage takes place, and the second is the zygotin where synapses, that is pairing of homologous chromosomes are chromosome takes place, where the chromosomes are in the bivalent stage. And the third is the phagetin where crossing over takes place, exchange of genetic material takes place. And next is the diplotin, and the diplotin is the phase where chizomata formation takes place. And last one is the dikinesis where terminalization occurs. So these are the 5 phases of prophase first. Now let's talk about fourth question. How many times does a simple cell divide? Mitotically to form 32 cells. So for solving this question, our formula 2n is equals to 32. In this way, the number of n here is obviously our answer will be 2 power 5 is 32. So our answer is 5. Next is restriction point lies in. So our answer is obviously the G1 phase. As we know that in G2 phase, DNA repair restriction point, it lies in G1 phase. In case of G2, there takes place DNA repair takes place, and in case of S phase, obviously it is the synthesis phase where DNA synthesis takes place, and M phase is the mitotic phase. Now question number 6. The mitosis can be readily observed in. Our answer is NOP cells. No. In NOP cells it is non-dividing. There does not takes place any kind of division, and as we know that this is the meristematic region where mitosis occurs. So our answer is root apex. In case of testes of grasshopper, here as it is the reproductive cells, meiosis takes place. Likewise, same in case of ovary of rabbit where meiosis occurs. Question number 7. The number of chromosomes in the sister cells immediately after mitotic metaphase is obviously 46. Termination takes place during dikinesis. Already mentioned, in case of phagetin, crossing over takes place. In case of zygotin, synapsis takes place. In case of diplotin, chizomata formation takes place. So crossing over occurs during. Obviously the answer is meiosis in the prophase first. If talking in details, prophase first of the subphase Pagetin occurs crossing over, and which is called as the mitotic position. Obviously, answer is the colchicine, as it inhibits spindle formation. It inhibits spindle formation. And looking at the other options, pyrethrum is an insecticide which is obtained from the plant chrysanthemum, and likewise rotenone is a ETC blocker, that is electron transport chain blocker, and aflatoxin is a carcinogen that is formed from the fungi like aspergillus, talking about species, maybe one of the example, maybe the flavus. And the nucleus has the maximum size during, obviously the answer is interphase, where its size is maximum, as it is the also known as interphase is also known as the preparation phase. It is also known as the metabolically active phase. Now talking about the question number 12, the reason of attachment of chromosome to the spindle fiber is, answer is the kinetochore, as the attachment portion. In case of centriole, its functions is to forms spindle. And talking about the 13 question number, it asks us that the precursor of cell plate formation is, the answer is phragmoplast. Obviously, protoplast is the whole cell, and likewise colchicine is the mitotic position, and pyrethrum is the insecticide. It is the insecticide obtained from the flower chrysanthemum. Colchicine is the mitotic poison. The physical basis of life is obviously protoplasm. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Talking about nucleus, it is called as the control center, obviously brain of the cell. And cell wall is a non-living part that helps for the mechanical support or giving shape to the structures. Question number 15, largest extracytoplasmic component of cell is obviously nucleus. Ribosome units are synthesized in a eukaryotic cell inside. Answer is nucleolus, as nucleus is the location, but actually synthesis occurs in nucleus. And nuclear pore complex, nuclear pore is meant for the transport. And talking about the cytoplasm, ribosomes function here. And the largest cell organelle is obviously the chloroplast in case of plant cells. Golgi bodies are smaller, chromosomes are not organelles, and mitochondria are smaller than chloroplast. Question number 18, pH of cytoplasm H, which of the following? Obviously it is slightly acidic, around 6.8, and cell wall is semi-permeable, permeable, porous, impermeable. Cell wall is permeable, and cell membrane is actually semi-permeable, as it is selectively permeable membrane, also known as plasma membrane. Question 20, the non-living cell structure is, obviously the option is, any guesses? It's vacuole, as it is non-living structure. And other here, centriole is also living, ribosome is also a living structure, and diptyrosome is the part of Golgi body. And 21, the chromosome having centromere slightly away from the center. Slightly away means it is submetacentric, obviously. As in case of acentric, there is no centromere. In case of telocentric, it is at the extreme edge like this. And in case of acrocentric, it is obviously near the end. And 22 is RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum, in association with the Golgi complex give rise to obviously lysosome. Spherosome is from endoplasmic reticulum. Lysosome is our answer, and ribosomes are made in nucleolus, as I already told, and glyoxysome are the perioxysome types. Question number 23. Centriole associated with which of the following? Our answer is obviously the cell division. As in case of cell plate formation, in case of one is the plant cell and another is the animal cell. In case of plant cell, the phragmoplast, and it's a part of cytokinesis. And talking about the cell formation, that is the meristems, and cell digestion is related with the lysosomes. Question number 24. Tennis racket like particles found in the inner membrane of mitochondria is? The answer is both A and B. Look at the options carefully. Both oxysomes and F1 particle means for the tennis racket like structure or particle that is found inside the membrane of mitochondria. Actually, the cristae are the fold of membrane. They are not particles. They are the finger-like projections. And the microtubules are not found in none of the above, as it is found in cilia, centrioles, and spindle fibers. So our option is answer is none of the above. Talking about the genotype. Genotype is obviously the genetic combination of individual cell. So our answer is option A. And if we are talking about the phenotype, then it is related with the physical appearance of organisms. Question number 27. RNA is sit for? It is for protein synthesis, obviously. As in case of respiration, it happened in mitochondria. Talking about photosynthesis, it takes place in chloroplast. And talking about the metabolism, it takes place in all cell or entire cell. Now question number 28. When a hybrid of F1 generation is crossed with the homozygous recessive parent, then it is called as obviously test cross. In case of monohybrid cross, it is their parents differ in one trait, and in case of back cross, it is the cross between F1 hybrid into either of the parent, and in case of dihybrid cross, it is the cross between two traits. I color in Drosophila has 14 alleles. This is our answer, and codon is contained in obviously messenger RNA, and in case of DNA it has triplets but it doesn't have codons. In case of tRNA it has anticodons also, and in case of RNA it is the structural, which is related with the ribosome formation. Total sum of genes in a population is known as obviously the gene pool. As question number 31, total sum of genes, and 32, co-inheritance of gene in same chromosome is called obviously linkage. Crossing over, it breaks linkage. And epistasis is a type of gene interaction, and alleles are actually the gene variants. Like example, These are the different alleles. And the most used model organisms to perform the genetic experiment is which of the following? Our answer is obviously Drosophila. As in case of Mirabilis, it is also called as the 4 o'clock plant. And Pisum, that is obviously the P, which is used by the Mendel for its experiment, and Triticum is the scientific name for wheat. Triticum aestivum. And the theory of mutation is given by obviously Hugo de Vries. In case of Haeckel, he is known for his theory known as the recapitulation theory. And talking about the Darwin, he is the one for the natural selection. Talking about the Lamarck, he is for the acquired characters. Talking about 35, the fundamental unit of producing one polypeptide chain is called, obviously the answer is cistron. Talking about codon, it is amino acid, and it is the muton is the smallest mutation unit. And talking about the recon, it is also the smallest recombination unit. Talking about the circular DNA, which is found in which of the following? Our answer is obviously the bacteria. In case of fungi, it is somehow linear. Same is in case of the algae, and mostly linear. And which one is absent in DNA? Our answer is obviously the uracil, as it is present in case of RNA in replacement with the thymine. And which is not the part of nucleotide? Then our answer is obviously the amino acid, as pentose sugar, phosphate, and the nitrogen bases, that is purine and pyrimidine, are the part of the nucleotide. 39. When one gene controls number of phenotypic characters, it is called obviously the pleiotropic gene is the answer. Cumulative gene is related with the polygenic genes. And the first identified chemical mutagen is obviously the mustard gas. DDT is the banned, obviously the insecticide. And LSD is a drug, means for hallucinations as well. Nitrous acid is a mutagen, but it was discovered later. Which are nonsense codons? Answer is obviously UAA, UAZ, and UZA. And it includes AUZ here. AUG is actually the start codon. Now let's move to question number 42. Transfer of trait from father to grandson. Father to grandson through daughter. So here the mediator is the daughter. This is the case called as digenic. And here inheritance is the simple term. Talking about the diandric, it is actually the paternal origin. And here linkage is with dealing with the same chromosomes. And 43, in nucleic acids, nucleotides are joined by which of the following? The answer is the phosphate group, that is the phosphodiester bond actually, as it is a glycosidic bond is not the answer, as it is and likewise peptide related with the proteins, and hydrogen bond is between bases. It is between bases. Nitrogen is bases but not nucleotides. Question number 44. Law of dominance recessiveness is proved by obviously the monohybrid cross. In case of back cross, it is for testing the genotype. And incomplete dominance violates the law. And dihybrid cross is related with the law of independent assortment. And emasculation is related with, obviously your answer is hybridization. That is, it is the case where there is the event that is removing anthers to prevent selfing. And pure line is also the selfing. Homozygosity, it is not needed. And clonal selection is like no flower crossing. And maximum number of chromosomes has been recorded in, obviously that is ophioblossom, that is greater than 1200 chromosomes have been recorded. In case of cycles it is 22. In case of lycopodium it is 272. And it is around near 40 to 45. And Rhaphnobrassica is an example of, obviously our answer is allopolyploidy. And it's because it is the cross between the radish and cabbage. So this was for today, and I will see you in our next video discussing genetics.